You know, one of my friends used to always say, bro, you act like you looking for that, man. You be running out there head first without ducking and shooting. I said, man, listen, they trying to kill me. I'm trying to kill them. Why should I duck? When if it's meant for me, it's gonna happen. And I never ducked in a shootout. So if it was meant for me to die then, I would have died then. So today I don't duck truth. I don't duck responsibility. What's gonna happen, gonna happen. You can't duck it, you can't hide from it. He who seeks to save his life shall what? Lose his life. So I don't look to save this life. This life is meant to be given as a sacrifice to prove to this generation you're witnessing that you could transition. I'm in a house with Video Wave, man. One of the greatest ever to do this work. So it's an honor to be in your presence once again, brother. Yeah, y'all, we on the block now. Diamond and Chef, pull up. Pull up. We feeding the block. Pull up. Peace. I'm Brother Roosevelt Muhammad, Brother Supreme 19, from what the streets know me. I'm of this younger generation. The founder of YP, Young Professionals Movement. We go out into the hoods and we give knowledge and wisdom to the younger generation on how to avoid foolishness and the traps that's been set for them.
Bro, people may know you from way back, like somebody ain't seen you in a while.
When I was in the world of ignorance by the name of Micey.
Who was he? Micey.
Dumb, deaf, blind individual with no insight, you know, who took to the streets and had a false label put on me, you know, that I tried my best to live up to. You know, back in those days, being a gangster was something that was looked upon as honorable, you know, so that person, Micey, tried his best to live up to that image. And the ignorance that came with the name, the ignorance that came with the lifestyle was detrimental to myself and my brothers and all of those who was associates that I ran with, you know. Right now, most of the brothers I ran with dead. You know, 1993, I might have lost 18 to 19 of my homies to murder. And that's the same year I was awaking from the grave of that ignorance. You know, January the 10th, 1993, I got hooked on phonics and started my process of teaching myself how to read and write. You know, and from that beginning.
How old were you then?
I was 23 years old, man. 23. You know, and 10 months from the day I picked up Hooked on Phonics, I got the privilege to meet Minister Farrakhan. Well, I drove 28 hours to LA to listen to this man speak to the Crips and Bloods, and I was in the audience. I watched him take Crips and Bloods and allow these brothers to listen to his message, and then they united and hugged to ask for forgiveness. The first time in my life I ever saw grown men cry. So I took that same message that he gave to them and I brought it home and I relayed it to the people I was beefing with. I had a contractor on my life at that time. You know, and I used other brothers to mediate between me and my beef and let them know, look, I'm out of the lifestyle. You don't have to worry about me killing you, coming at you, and it worked, bro. I'm here.
Science Project, Calio Project, Florida Project, the Sabador Project. Damn, y'all, I thought we learned science projects when we was in science class.
And you speaking of your transition from the person that, you know, Micey, into who you are now.
Yes, that transition took place within almost a 12-month process. You know what I'm saying? I went into a meeting and the minister at that time name was Harold Muhammad, and he done his lecture. And that one lecture affected me because the way he presented the information to me, it related to what I was doing in my life, you know. I had drug shops in Cornet Court, Tower Lane, Issue, Miss You. You know, I ran drug establishments. At that time, my mama was suffering with drug use. At that time, I was the provider of cocaine to all four of my uncles who gave me their check every Friday because they was always in debt to me over the lifestyle that I was a part of. He explained to me how cocaine came from a plant. I looked at him like he was crazy. I said, bro, cocaine don't come from no plant. And he explained it to me that it came from a plant, but at that time, me pushing keys of cocaine, I had never knew power the cocaine came from a plant. Another thing that happened in my transition is the brother who I was beefing with, who had the contract got on me, had relieved that contract from under me. But the associates of his didn't relieve it, you know, because they had lost brothers and friends and partners. So they wanted to continue the foolishness. So one day I was out on Dowman and Shelf selling Final Call newspapers. And these youngsters rolled up on me and asked me, man, what's your name? I said, I'm Brother Roosevelt X. He said, man, what's your name? The driver.
Did you recognize him?
No, I only knew one, the driver. The other two, who was strapped with an AK and a Mac, they didn't know me. The only one knew me was the driver. Said, I'm Brother Roosevelt X. I said, man, come on, help black people out. I was selling the Final Call. My pager went off, beep, 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 beep. Kept going up, beep, 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 beep. So after they pulled off, I went and answered the pager. It was one of my old comrades that helped me get out of the beef with the other dude. He said, man, where you at? I said, I'm on Dollar. He said, get your ass off the corner, I'm looking to kill you. I said, man, them little dudes just pulled off. He said, man, get your ass off that corner, boy, them dudes gonna kill you. Boy, I reverted back to Micey like that. I went home, got my pistol, came back to that corner, and continued doing what I was doing, but my mind was on them little boys. They didn't come back. I went to the mosque later on that night and explained to my minister, Harold, what happened. He said, well, brother, you have to go what you call sabbatical. You can't go sell papers. I said, man, I ain't letting none of them punk me out. He said, brother, you have to. He said, if you can't follow my instructions, you can't be in the nation. So after I went through my 2 years of sabbatical, not being able to go outside, not being able to roam the streets like I wanted to, not being able to go out the Final Call, those 1.5 to 2 years was my years of intense study. When I came out of that and was able to go back into the streets, I had a different mentality, I had a different perspective. I went through 2 years of self-improvement, the basis for community development.
And you can feel that difference.
Oh, did I? The person that I had grown into was no longer the person that I was, because the information I was under was allowing me to review what I was actually participating in. The self-improvement meaning you got to go through self-analysis, self-review, self-criticism, self-analyzation, right? So everything I had previously was involved in, I had to put under the microscope of my own review. If I wanted to improve me, self-improvement, I had to review who I was before I accepted this mission. So I had to go over some of my previous deeds. I had to go over some of my previous actions and come confronting them. So a lot of what I was confronting as a man over my past was not agreeable to me at the state I was growing into. Who I am now and who I continue to grow into was so, I'm so animate about removing the mindset that I used to be under.